The sequence begins in the Kharkiv region, where Russian reconnaissance identifies a command post associated with Ukraine's 159th Separate Mechanized Brigade near Prikolotnoye. The position is reportedly located within the grounds of an oil extraction plant, a location that can provide physical cover while allowing military personnel to operate away from exposed frontline positions. Once the location is confirmed through additional reconnaissance, the target is placed under a precision strike plan, and the weapon selected is one of the most powerful aerial bombs in the Russian arsenal, the FAB-500, fitted with the UMPK glide and guidance system. The 3-ton bomb approaches the target as part of a broader effort to hit the infrastructure supporting military operations, rather than simply engage troops at the front. When the FAB-500 reaches the designated area, its enormous explosive payload produces a strike capable of severely damaging buildings and surrounding structures. In a military context, the importance of such an attack goes beyond the physical destruction. A command post is where information is processed, orders are transmitted, and battlefield decisions are coordinated. Disrupting that location can interfere with the ability of a unit to organize and control forces in the area. From Prikolotnoye, the sequence expands to other locations. In Donetsk, Russian aircraft strike a temporary deployment site associated with the 15th Operational Brigade using FAB-500 and FAB-1500 bombs. These temporary positions can serve as staging areas where personnel and equipment are assembled before moving toward combat positions, making them valuable targets when their location becomes known. The use of different bomb weights also allows Russian forces to apply varying levels of destructive force depending on the target and the intended effect. The next target is again linked to the 159th Separate Mechanized Brigade, this time near Hryhorivka in the Kharkiv region. Another temporary deployment site comes under aerial attack, extending the strike pattern deeper into the support structure behind the battlefield. Rather than concentrating the entire operation on a single position, the attacks are spread across multiple locations, forcing military units to deal with pressure against both their forward positions and rear area deployment sites. At the same time, the fight continues at the artillery level near Velykomykhailivka. Crews operating two S-3 Akatsiya self-propelled howitzers from the Vostok grouping engage Ukrainian positions with 152mm artillery fire. The Akatsiya is an older Soviet-designed system, but its large-caliber gun remains capable of delivering heavy fire against fixed and semi-fixed battlefield positions. Here, the objective is different from the deep strike against a command post. Artillery is used to maintain direct pressure on positions closer to the active combat zone. The sequence then moves toward Hryhorivka, where another military position associated with Ukraine's 3rd Separate Assault Brigade is targeted by a Kh-39 guided missile. Unlike the heavy FAB bombs, the Kh-39 represents a different approach, a guided weapon intended to reach a specific target while allowing the attacking force to engage from a greater distance. The strike adds another layer to the operation, combining heavy aerial bombs with guided missile attacks against selected military positions. The final strike described in the sequence returns to Prikolotnoye, where another position associated with the 159th Mechanized Brigade is hit by two FAB-1500 bombs equipped with UMPK. Each FAB-1500 carries roughly 1.5 tons of explosive payload, and with the UMPK system, the bombs can glide toward their designated target after release. The attack, therefore, brings the sequence back to the same area where the larger FAB-3000 strike began. Taken as a whole, the operation shows a broader targeting pattern across the Kharkiv and Donetsk sectors. The focus is not limited to troops directly occupying frontline positions. Command posts, temporary deployment areas, artillery positions, and other military sites are all included. The weapons are also varied according to the target. A 3-ton FAB-3000 for the major command target, FAB-1500 and FAB-500 bombs against deployment areas, a KH-39 against a specific military position, and 2 S-3 Akatsiya artillery to keep pressure on battlefield positions. The significance lies in the combination. When command nodes, temporary deployment sites, and combat positions are struck across different locations, the objective is not simply to destroy individual buildings. It is to place sustained pressure on the network that allows a military unit to operate, where forces gather, where commanders coordinate them, and where weapons are positioned for the fight. That makes the sequence more than a series of isolated explosions. It represents a coordinated effort to disrupt the military infrastructure supporting operations across the sector.